Audubon 2456.
Oh my God, it's season 2 of State of the Save. We are back after our wonderful, sort of relaxing holiday break. Not relaxing at all holiday break. But we are back with season 2. We have new games, new shows, new conversations.
Some older games that we've touched on before.
We're going right back to the money pit. But boy, are we happy to be glad. We are happy to be back. To my right, still sitting here, Nick, introduce yourself. Tell me what you've been doing.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I've been playing video games.
Wow.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. I haven't been playing my...
I
got a list of games right here, so I've been playing video games too. Michael,
Yes.
you have not been playing video games. You've been very busy.
I've been very busy, but I do have a couple of things I've been playing here and there over after Christmas and
Must be
everything.
nice.
It must be... Nick's a little bit upset with us, I think, because we kind of set him up. We talked about all the video games we've been playing, then coming on here trying to front and act like we ain't had any time to play video games. Nah, man, we're very glad to be back. I missed doing the show.
After the week I've had, I needed this.
Yeah.
I need to sit down and just talk about video games for...
We missed you,
extended period of time.
listeners. We missed you. We're so excited about Season 2. Season 2 is going to have a lot of new stuff. I feel like we're really going to hit our stride this season. And I feel like I'm going to say the same thing with Season 3 and Season 4 and Season 5. But I really feel like we have a ton of cool stuff planned. I'm excited about today's conversation because we're going back to the game that kind of kick-started the show with the our first game, Alan Wake, going back and playing the specials here today. If you didn't know, that's what we're playing today. We're talking about special number 1 and special number 2. I believe number 1 is the Signal and number 2 is the Rider.
That's right, yes.
But before that, let's talk about some other video games. We've had a little bit of time. Nick, tell me about some video games you've been playing.
Oh, man. I, like probably both of you, got a few extra games over the holidays.
Even...
Some.
Yeah. The older I get, that's still, like, my favorite thing. Yeah. I tell my wife every year, like, oh, you don't have to get me anything. But then the Amazon list still, like, finds its way into her email,
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me about those video games.
All right, so I played some Hades.
Been hearing a lot about that recently.
Look at that.
A lot of Game of the Year stuff.
Look at
Hades.
that. That's on my list of games I've been playing, too.
Yeah, that I would say now that it's too far gone that if I had played this last year, it'd probably be on my top 10.
Yeah, it probably would have been on my top 10 also.
But anyways, it's a roguelike. Which one is it, Eric?
Roguelike?
You can say that with 100% authority.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But
From what I hear about it, it sounds more like a light in terms of that you gain, you keep a lot of your experience and progression stuff in between runs. Whereas in a roguelike is more like it wipes your progress and you get like 1 or 2 things. It's all just superfluous terms at this point. Like, it doesn't mean what it used to.
How dare you?
I'm just sitting here. I just realized only one of us at the table really knew the difference of those two games.
It wasn't me.
And it was not me either. Thank you, Michael. This is why I love Michael on the show, because he's able to be like, here's some actual facts. And me and Nick over here being like, oh, no, you played the video game, huh? But, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a lot of Dead Cells in the way that the combat works, but it, probably you've already heard if you know about Hades. It takes a liking to the story like any other roguelike I've never played. So it really goes in depth. Like, there's a mainline story. There are reasons why you're doing this. Each character you have banter with, and it changes between runs. That's probably where that game shines, in my opinion, other than the combat feeling really, really good.
The combat's great. The only problem is I've hit a point where my skill level is not at the point that I can continue to progress. So I feel like I'm not progressing the story at a rate that I kind of want to, because I really like what I saw of the story. Like, I hit the first boss, was stuck on the first boss for like 10 runs, and then got all the way to like the 4th boss in the next run. And so, like, I don't know what story I would have got if I would have died on the 2nd or 3rd boss. So it's like this weird thing where, like, I'm at the point now where I can't beat that fourth boss. So I'm like, the story continues, but it's not progressing at the same rate, if this makes any sense at all.
I think the way that it's designed is that you have, I would say, main encounters with other people based on what you've gone through. So if you've beat the first boss, everybody typically has something to say about that. And you're going to die enough to where you kind of run through these other side stories with the characters just by virtue of dying 1,000 times.
It's a given in a game like this, you're going to hit a brick wall at some point and get stuck.
And they thought ahead to...
It's cool that the game like accounts for that.
Yeah.
And like makes stuff for that, because some of the other roguelikes I played, like a Crypt of the Necrodancer, it's like either there's very minimal story or it's just like, well, you're stuck in this loop until you get to the next thing.
Yeah.
And that's not like this at all. Like, you can die. Like, I've beat the first boss, then got to like the fourth boss, then died again on the first boss, and those new dialogue options referencing the fact that you died again to that boss that you've already beaten. Like, it's a very well thought out game. Like, it's constantly taking in consideration the fact that you might be not getting as far every single run, and so it's still like, be like, oh, she got me this time, or I probably deserved that after last time, that kind of stuff.
This sounds really cool. I really want to play this. This sounds like an extension on what I really liked about Into the Breach, because Into the Breach, like if you guys have played it, you send one of your pilots. You choose a pilot to send back in time, so you start out with a stronger character on the run. And I believe that pilot will make, unless I'm misremembering, some comments like, "Oh, this is going much better than last time," like on a dialogue tree, like a dialogue screen in between missions. So that kind of helped flesh out what's going on, makes each run like tied to the overall story. So this sounds like a more fully realized version of that.
Also, like the character, it's a Greek mythology kind of lineup basically. But they're not done in a way that feels generic. Like, it's not... I've seen
Immortals Phoenix Rising, from what I've seen.
Yeah. I've seen those kind of characters so many times in video games that it's like, oh, here you're running into Hades. And it's like, well, here we go. But they're not done in a way that's generic. They feel interesting. You can still recognize them for who they are in mythology.
They're archetypes, so they all fit like a mold across each of their...
But they give them some depth.
That's cool.
Like, they feel like they don't feel like even like Ares is not like some like
I'm mad and I want
warmongering. Like, he's got some depth to him, and like the different gods bestow different abilities on you. That's like cool. Your kind of, and I feel like, and Nick, you can kind of correct me here if I'm wrong, but I feel like depending on each run, you kind of start leaning towards one god per run. If at least I do, like. The run might start you off with like Artemis as your god that's kind of helping you, and you can get powers from other ones, but I kind of find it like Neptune particular. I really like his stuff he gives you.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
So it's pretty cool. Like, you can kind of side yourself with a particular god each run and gain abilities from them.
Yeah, there's a thing which we'll call them souls because that's what they are, but you get persistent currency that you can spend. There is down that tree, the more different gods that you choose boons from, you get just a straight up damage buff per god. So that kind of incentivizes that. And then later on in your runs, not to ruin anything for you, but there are like duo skills where there's like an interaction between two different gods that is different per god based on their history in the mythology. This is the developer is the same people that did Pyre and Bastion, which are like widely heralded for just amazing storytelling. So for them to bring that to a roguelike, which you expect nothing out of a story for them,
I wish I could play Pyre. I wish I could play Pyre. It's like that being a PS4 game still is like, because that sounds like my jam.
It's pretty good.
I will tell you this: I bought Bastion right after buying Hades. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and bought it because I played the first like 4 or 5 runs in Hades, and I was like, okay. Story-wise, I think this is really cool, but from a pure combat point of view, especially like we talk about Dead Cells, like Dead Cells would fail instantly if it wasn't for the fact that the moment-to-moment is so daggum fun.
Yeah.
This is the same thing, man. Like, it's kind of a simple style of combat, but I just got the shield weapon, and the moment I unlocked that shield weapon, combat completely changed for me.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, I went from using the bow and arrow, so being kind of like a just get out of dodge kind of situation. There's a ability you can get that uses your dodge to basically leave like a damage effect behind you. Using that and then striking real quick and running, and it was a very slow kind of way of killing enemies. But with that shield, like it encourages you to face forward on an enemy and charge them because you block as you charge. So it's a completely different feeling.
Yeah.
So you start being like you literally are Captain America because you can throw the shield and it'll ricochet around the environment and hit people. It is, dude.
I'm gonna play this eventually.
Yeah,
like it's going to like.
Hades is really really freaking good. It's my favorite one of these since Dead Cells.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Other than Hades, what have you been playing?
Been mucking around in the virtual space.
Oh no, the virtual space.
That's right. It's kind of like the real world, but your actions have consequences.
Yeah. Wow, that's a 2021 statement. There ever was one.
But Population 1, it's a VR battle royale.
Okay.
Can you go over what a battle royale is for the people who don't know?
This is a Norm Macdonald bit. Okay, a battle royale is 100 people.
No, we all know what battle
jump
royale
into a
is.
plane. They jump into a plane. Okay.
They jump into a plane?
Yes.
Okay.
That's like a reverse battle royale. Like when we really get sick of battle royales and we start doing like deconstructions of them. Like the whole idea of the game will be to get into the plane. It will be like a game where you start off as one guy and you go around trying to rescue people to get 100 of you all into a plane.
Here's a check for $100 million.
I'm writing a note that says we delete this because this is too good.
Yeah,
we can't let anybody know this idea.
State and Save Games' first game will be the reverse battle royale.
The postmodern take on the battle royale genre.
It'll be great.
But there's not a lot to it. It's just a battle royale, but in VR.
Is it like a cartoony one, like a Fortnite, or is it like a real strict military one, like a PUBG?
Yeah, so it's more arcadey, and in that sense, I enjoy it a lot more. There's a ton of like those milsim type games that are very popular with VR.
I actually kind of want to play one of those.
They're very hard.
Like I've never played VR because I get motion sickness, and we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I have you I can go to your house and try it.
Yeah.
And there is a game that you put in the Discord that makes me kind of want to try the VR. Because there's a Warhammer game coming out, and if I'm a sucker for anything, it's Warhammer.
We'll get you there by some means.
I need to that's the level of extreme I want, because I want to be able to like put it on and like get really into like the milsim thing of like, okay, we're gonna slowly peak over but I feel like people are going to yell at me for not understanding VR if that's the first game I play.
I'd say that's probably kind of accurate.
Okay.
But Population 1. It's more the arcadey type of deal. The only thing I would say is one qualm that I have is there's 6 teams of 3 and there's no solo. So the games are pretty quick, but that's also not always a bad thing if you're just going to jump in and die anyways. But yeah, very fun.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
Spent a lot of time there.
Anything else?
Right off the top of my head, that's probably it.
Man. Okay, Michael, what have you been playing?
I got a couple things I want to talk about. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Persona 5 Royal, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. These are some of the games I would love to play if I had a PS5. Those were the games I got for Christmas, and they're for a system I don't own yet. So I'm very, very excited to play those games. Those are great games.
I participated in this because my wife calls me. She's like, "What are we getting Michael for Christmas?" And I go, "We can get him a gift card." And she's like, "Okay, I'll give him an Xbox card." I say, "Well, that's not really going to be useful. We'll get him a PlayStation card." And now I feel bad that you just have all these games sitting there like, "Hey, Michael, how would you like to play us, Michael?" "Oh, wait, you can't because the GameStop fucked you over." Hee.
Yep.
I just brought it back like a really bad flashback for Michael of the GameStop.
Twitch. But yeah, so while I have those games waiting on a system later on, there were a couple things I've played on like the Switch. So the first one being a game on my wish list forever, Windjammers went on sale.
Oh man,
that game is awesome. If you want to talk, it's like someone got high in the 90s, played Pong, and was like, while drinking Mountain Dew out of a jazz cup and was like, I got a video game idea. Straight out of 94 for the...
What's a jazz cup?
This the blue
That's
squiggle.
the blue squiggly
You know
line
what a jazz
cup.
cup
Yeah,
is. You
you've
just
seen
don't
that.
know what it's called.
Okay, cool. Please continue.
But yeah, this game is... for people who don't know, this was a Neo Geo game, which was a type of arcade cabinet that had individual cartridges that were huge, but the cartridges ran about $300. And they were actually seen as a bargain in Japan because in the Japanese mindset where arcade is king, it's like, well, I would go to the arcade every day and put a bunch of quarters in. Now if I just buy this unit and then buy this $300 game, I can just play this for ad nauseum. And being like, these games run have better animation, much faster than games on the Super Nintendo, so it made sense.
It also was kind of cool. Japan always did weird stuff with pricing on arcades. Mm-hmm. They had the card system for like a Metal Gear arcade game. I remember that you could swipe your card and have consistent save points and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So their arcade scene was vastly more superior than ours.
Just like in Fallout, where they instead of doing home systems and stuff, they spend all their resource points on making really awesome arcades. And honestly, that seems like they got the better deal.
Yeah, I agree.
But Windjammers, I would describe it as has the button inputs and speed of a SNK fighting game, but it's has the kind of casual aspect of a Rocket League. It combines the best of two worlds, and there's a bunch of different arenas with different hazards, and basically what it is, you throw a frisbee into a goal and you try to get past the other person. You have a dash. If you punch the frisbee at the right time, you can launch it up into the air, catch it, and do a special throw, which each one does something different. My favorite guy will throw it to the edge, and it will ride that edge down and go into the right side of the goal. And usually the far edges of the goal are worth more points.
Okay.
So it's best of 12, 2 out of 3, and it is very fast-paced, very fun. This was the game I wish would have resurfaced again when I was in college, because I would have shown people this game.
It's just kind of it's kind of like a Rocket League kind of appeal sounding thing, where it's a sports game that's a little bit more arcadey than a regular sports game.
I would put this more on the... Have you guys played Dive Kick at all?
No.
No.
A 2-button fighting game with a jump and a kick, and your goal is to kick the person. Whoever gets kicked loses. Huh. It's literally just dive kick. That was a game I had a lot of fun in college. It's that and something like a Bushido Blade, something that's really fast and frantic. That is all about it's not 5-minute Rocket League matches with replays and something. It's just they scored a goal. Okay, you're trying again. It's really fast paced, really fun. I really
don't think me and Nick are allowed to play fighting games anymore, because our friendship came this close to ending over Marvel vs.
I was about
Capcom
to say it
3.
sounds like a Marvel vs. Capcom
down
story.
for a challenge anytime.
See, this is why we can never do this again. Please continue, Michael.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for Windjammers. The second game I was playing, I've actually played it the past couple of nights. They did a big digital event for the new Monster Hunter Rise, a Switch exclusive for right now. It runs on the Resident Evil 7 engine, which surprisingly does well on the Switch. It doesn't look like a massive downgrade from Monster Hunter World. And in fact, some of the monster animations they took the 3DS monsters and upped them up some, because Monster Hunter World was all... There was some variants. It was mostly the dragon and dinosaur type monsters, because that's what they wanted to focus on for World, the big epic scale of them. But the main monster you fight in this demo is a water badger thing that shoots bubbles around it, like a bullet hell near Automata boss. And the main mechanic of that, what separates Monster Hunter Rise from World, is the forgot the name, but there's something called, I believe, light bugs, where you can put bugs in the environment and use them as grappling hooks. So you can scale monsters. And the other big thing about this is they expanded on the riding a monster from Monster Hunter World, because when you climbed on a monster in World, you just stabbed them a bunch until they went down, and then you could easily hack at them for damage. In this one, you can actually control it. You can use other monsters to go in and fight other monsters. It's really cool.
Oh, wow.
But
So you said this is a demo?
yeah, this is a demo.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if the game was out yet.
March 26th will be the release date. This is a limited time demo, and what it means limited time, it means limited time. You have 30. You can play the main quest 30 times.
Oh, that's weird.
But it's also online, so you can go with a group of 4. There's also to make movement a lot quicker. You have a dog companion, which you can ride. You whistle to him. The dog can drift. It's amazing. You can, while holding sprint, you can have like an e-brake button, and the dog then gets a speed boost.
I'm so confused.
It's quite wonderful. It's
okay.
It's the Monster Hunter I know and love. Not you guys so much.
Okay, well, no. I'm asking Nick. I'm putting Nick on the fly. If I downloaded this, Nick, would you download this so we could all try the Monster Hunter?
Let's do it.
Okay,
Yes,
that's what
please.
we're going to
All
do.
right. Yes.
I want to try, because this seems like the level of insanity that I'm willing to give this series a shot for.
But this is the point where, it's the main thing in this demo is the hunting. That's got Monster Hunter in the title. There's not really much of the stuff around it, like using the monster to make new weapons and armor. So but you pick your weapon that gives you your weapon set and your armor set already defined. You can't change it. So when I was hunting the main person, I felt like I got my butt handed to me trying to kill this monster, which made me realize, am I just bad at Monster Hunter? Because I was trying to use all my, because I was a Charge Blade main, which is where you build up your sword, you build up your shield, and then you combine it into a giant axe and bring lightning damage down.
That's not how physics work at all.
It's not. It's pretty great. But you gotta get past physics if you want to play this game.
No, I'm a very hardline physics guy. You can't put swords and shields together and make axes. I'm all for openness, but that's the line. You can't put a sword and a shield together and make an axe.
But this would be the point where I would go back and grind lower monsters to go and have better weapons and armor, like shoot an SOS flare and get this done, because this monster would just killing me.
Okay, so, I think we should all try this. I think this might be... I'm willing to give the Monster Hunter series a try.
All right, so be sure to have a YouTube tutorial up when you pick your weapon.
Dadgummit, now you're...
He's not even joking, actually.
No, to learn the Charge Blade, I had to watch a 15-minute weapon tutorial on YouTube and go, okay, I think I'm starting to understand this weapon now.
I don't know if I want to do this anymore. You had me like this close, and now you're like, watch a YouTube
But that's for
video.
like the more advanced weapon styles. You can always just go for something called a gun lance, which is a lance with a gun in it.
That checks out.
So it's do not you dare not test me here. So is it like a spear? Like let's say if I had a spear, and then let's say we had a random let's just say a bolter gun, just hypothetical, on the end of the spear.
Yes.
Is that kind of like that?
It's a freaking gun. You press the X button to do the stab with the spear. And then you press the A button if you just want to shoot a cannon out of it.
Okay, I can get behind this. All right, we're gonna still try it.
All right, that's all I wanted to hear.
We're gonna try.
That's all I wanted to hear. You guys tried Monster Hunter with me. I tried to get you in the world, but you're like, no.
But I'll try this one. I might regret this. If next episode I come on here, I'm like, oh, you know what? Anything else?
That's pretty much it.
I fiddled around. I played RE3 Remake. I got almost at the end of that game. That game is really, really good. It's the RE2 Remake style. It's a lot more action focused than RE2. RE2 really was a survival horror game at its core. In this one, you have to kind of, especially coming from playing RE2 Remake and doing all the stuff you can do in that game, I had to get super accustomed to the fact that I always had ammo, so you can just shoot anybody you want. And then I also played Katana Zero.
Yeah,
Anybody hear this? It's a Devolver Digital release. I just scratched the surface of that game. It is a really cool game. Does a lot of like time. It has like a VHS kind of aesthetic to it, where you kind of do a lot of manipulation of time to get your run perfectly. Like you're rewinding after you die, and you can rewind to certain points. There seems to be a pretty unique story in there. I don't want to comment on it too much. I'm gonna play a lot more of this, but there's this like basically you do a mission, and then you go to like a therapist office and you talk about how you're doing and how you feel about the mission, and it feels like you can do some splits in how the story progresses from there, and it's really really unique and interesting. And I want to talk about it more, but I think I need to get pretty far in it before I can actually like, grasp my head around it 100%. Yeah. But I do want to kind of throw it out there because it popped up on Game Pass, and because I saw the production company, publisher company, and they have done some stuff that was really cool in the past, so I wanted to check it out. But kind of look forward to me kind of filling you in on that game as it goes. I've only played it for like a night, but it's really really cool. It's something I think that might be special. So I'll kind of update you on that. Then I played a bunch of Hades.
No Cyberpunk?
No, I got a refund on Cyberpunk. It's great. I got my $60 right back. No, I mean, did you keep playing Cyberpunk, Nick?
I didn't refund it, but I have not played it much since. So I'm definitely gonna get there. I'm gonna get to the credits on that game just because I didn't hate it as much as everybody else does. But
we'll talk about something at the end of the show. But I would love to sit down with you once you are done with the game, and me and you talk about it because I want to know. I want you to sell me on whether I need to ever try to bring that game back into its life once it's done, or once I have a system that's able to run it properly. I would love to know if that's something I need to go back to.
Okay.
So we should do something with that.
All right.
But now it's time for us to do something that people come to the show for. Way back in June of 2020, y'all remember June of 2020?
Vaguely.
It was a hell of a time. When we started this show, our first game was Alan Wake. It was a game that I think we all really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I know I really enjoyed it. And we wanted to kick off Season 2, going back and doing something we talked about at the time, which was playing the DLC for that game, the 2 story missions, Special Number 1, The Signal, Special Number 2, The Riddle. That's what we did. And I'm going to tell you right now, jumping back into this game, it is still a really damn good game.
Yes, Alan Wake is great. It's a great game.
I don't think people give this game credit for how good this game is.
They don't. Because as I talked about before, like IGN had the top 25 Xbox 360 games. And like Alan Wake was nowhere on that list, but Mass Effect Trilogy was number 1. I was like, you gave 3 games one spot, but you wouldn't give Alan Wake the time of day.
That's just value, though. I mean, you get 3 games.
I mean,
3 games for one.
It's really a 27 top 10.
On the list of dumb things IGN has done, that's not even in the top 10.
I know, but still, I'm just the more I play Alan Wake, the more like mad I am about that.
It's such a good game, and I will tell you right now, I don't know. I bragged a lot when I played the Alan Wake for the show that I said I didn't have any issues dying. These specials were freaking hard.
Yeah, especially the first one.
The first one was a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
Like, I did not think that I was going to have this kind of trouble. Fun fact also, the dodge mechanic in Alan Wake that took me a little while to remember is the exact same dodge mechanic they add for RE3 Remake.
I'm so terrible at this dodge mechanic.
But
I can never wrap my head around the timing
It's the
on
exact same thing, which is really weird because I was playing the RE3 Remake. I threw this in to play it for the show, and it's the exact same dodge mechanic that is in RE3 Remake, that when you dodge at a perfect time, it gives you a slowdown effect and you can get your headshots. But it's to like the T, almost the way she dives, like kind of like ducks her head and moves to the side like Alan does. It's almost dead on. But let's start off with Special Number 1, The Signal. Real quick, into the game in Alan Wake. First of all, very, very nice that the game gives you a breakdown of what happened previously on Alan Wake.
I needed that. I also listened to our 2 previous podcasts on Alan Wake just so I could figure out where we were and where the story was, too.
Plug. Hey, listener, you should probably go back and listen to episodes 1 and 2 of the Alan Wake discussion. But the game also does give you a really good, like, hey, previously on Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Alan was stuck in the darkness. His wife got out, and there's some changes for the town, but this really doesn't affect anybody else except Alan. Both of these stories are Alan's stories.
We don't see outside of the lake at all in these chapters. We don't even see Alan get out. We know he does, but we
have no
don't
clue.
see.
Yeah.
We have no clue what happens to Alan after he gets out.
No,
So-
we know he gets out, but we don't see.
This is all a battle for Alan's mind. Is all these
Yeah.
DLCs are, which is really cool.
He's broken, and now it's Alan trying to regain his own sanity enough to get out of the darkness. Man, it's a pretty cool opening with the rerun of the Dino from the first game.
Yep.
I thought
So
that was really
weird,
fun.
especially how whenever someone says a name, it gets distorted. Like, you should go see over there. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, so
Or
trippy.
like when you turn the record player on for the Biker dads.
It's demonic twang
Like, yeah, it's
music.
like very demonic, crazy, creepy. Verizon's still pushing their products through the Alan Wake universe. He straight up does a "Can you hear me now?"
Yeah, I got that too. I was
I was like, wow, Verizon.
commercials.
Some Verizon execs.
2010 was very different.
Yeah, he sent somebody got a note like, "Hey, I really appreciate you shoving our product in like every cutscene."
We need you to know that you can still receive a signal in another dimension underneath a lake that does not exist.
I have Verizon as a service provider, and I'm kind of pissed off about it because at work my service is freaking terrible. But apparently, if I go into another dimension in a lake, I'll have great service. Verizon needs to focus on the key clients like myself, not guys trapped in lakes.
Not dead authors.
Okay, yeah, I don't care about Alan's service. Who he gonna talk to? My favorite thing that's back in this chapter is the wards that you can use.
Yeah, it's like they saw the late game mechanic at the end and was like, hey, we have a really cool thing that we could continue to do with. Because that's always my least favorite thing in a game, where you get to like the final boss and the game introduces a brand new mechanic that's cool that you can only use once, and you're like, no, why?
Yeah, and
So
I would say it's even implemented better in this chunk of the game. Like,
Yes.
if this part of the game, this is like, spoilers for my opinion on this, if this was in the main game, I would say that was probably like my favorite game of that we played.
We talked about Chapter 5 a lot when we first talked about this game and how it felt like it was a slog. And I don't think any of us liked Chapter 5 a lot. I think Chapter 5 was kind of like a letdown for all of us.
Because it was also on the come down of Chapter 4, and we all loved Chapter 4 being the best part of the game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Chapter 4 had like the big rock concert.
It has
where
the
you
rock
got to
concert,
use
it
all
has
the-
escaping from the hospital, it has like the hedge maze, it has getting to them and discovering the old gods.
Yeah, like Chapter 4 is like the best chapter, and then 5 is like combat. This, man, if they would have done this instead of Chapter 5, it would probably, I agree, like for our list of our games that we played, it would probably be up there with number 1, if not maybe 2 or 1.
Yeah.
But, dude, when you start getting to like the church basement and all the furnaces down there, because first they teach you that you can use wards to cause like explosions and things like that, and then they start giving you wards you don't want to set off.
Like when you have to go down the mountain, and it's like all of a sudden there's just words that are enemies, and you just have to like shine the light, try to above you.
And then they throw enemies at you, so you can't use like your flares, or you can't use the flare gun.
Because the minute you set down a flare, just a whole bunch of enemies surround you.
It's such a really smart mechanic. But like I remember particularly in the furnace section of the basement, if you were to fight all those enemies without setting the furnaces off, you're going to run out of ammunition and supplies. You have to set the furnaces off. But it's just such a cool mechanic of like hitting those furnaces dead on right when the enemy's coming through. They do this in both of the chapters, but in this one in particular, it's really cool. Like you talked about the mountain, coming down the mountain. And this chapter is kind of like a greatest hits of the environments of the game.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because literally the environment is shifting around you to like because in Alan Wake you start to get a feel for how the town is laid up. It started development as an open world game, but even then you kind of got a sense of how the town like connects to each other. So like seeing it get twisted and everything to the point where you're like, as you were saying, doing a greatest hits, so like beat by beat of the locations we've been throughout the game, it's like we talked about. Remember when we discussed in our Dead Space, where like you go through familiar hallways and all of a sudden there's enemies in there, and it's like they're twisting environments you thought were safe on their head. This was doing like a similar vibe where you're going through similar environments, but things get crazy. Because I think we go through the church basement in the main game, but there's no enemies there. But this time there is.
Also in the church basement, none of the furnaces were like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But also, like, I think in the church basement there's like one guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think, and forgive me if I'm misremembering, but I even said something like, oh man, it was kind of a letdown because it's such a creepy thing going into the basement and then be like, oh, there's like a guy, and then I walked out of the basement. Here it's like, no, here was a full-on heavy combat sequence, but the thing they do so well in this also is it skips you straight to the high-power stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you don't spend hardly any time with like the baseline flashlight. You're getting the heavy flashlight.
Give me the lantern and the hunting rifle.
Yeah, you're getting the rifle, the pump action shotgun. You're not spending a ton of time. Like, the game knows, like, hey man, you went through the whole game already. Mm-hmm. Let's jump you to the cool stuff. You get a lot of flares. You get a lot of stuff with the flare gun.
Yeah. Like,
it gives you. It's like, hey, we know we're not gonna kitty around here. Well, let's go ahead and throw you in with the good stuff. Barry is back. The only thing that matters.
Mm-hmm.
But that does set up for a very tragic moment.
Oh, yeah. It's brutal.
Yeah, that's hard to do, but we'll get there. This whole chapter is about basically you're trying to reach what I call Dark Allen. Basically, there's a ton of televisions in this chapter. And Alan is telling a story.
Not just televisions, like objects becoming televisions.
Yeah.
Like the mirror in the first mirror in the bathroom you go to just starts turning into a TV.
Yeah.
And we get
props to the actor playing Alan Wake, who really gets to ham it up in these two chapters. He's such a great antagonistic threat, especially when like the bit where you get to the main town and just the stack of TVs and like you see his eyes and his mouth like that stupid like emoji meme.
Yeah.
Now looking like that.
But what I like also is Alan is just as sick of them as you are. Like, you'll be walking through a relatively safe area, and then a TV will cut on, and he'll be like, the enemies were everywhere. They overwhelmed Alan. He stood no chance to escape. And Alan's like, for the love of God, man. Like,
but that's what got me. The Dark Alan was for in the main game, we knew that the reason Alan was able to succeed at stopping the Barbara and the like dark presence was because he made the tale a story. Like, he wrote himself into the conflict, but he didn't make it easy. He made it
he made it
hard. He made it a story.
He made it realistic to the protagonist.
Yes. And where Dark Allen, I believe, fails is I don't know if it's outright stated or if it's just a fan theory or something, but he straight up says in his pages, he's like, now he dies now. And I'm like, that's not how it works. It has to be a struggle. It's not one or the other. He has to like...
He's fallen completely in the rabbit hole of like trying to kill the protagonist. Mm-hmm. Well, in the baseline story, like, there's moments in which Alan's like, why is there a power company truck here? Mm-hmm. Or why does the power company have flashbangs? Because Alan's writing that stuff into the story to give him advantages in the struggles that he's also writing. Mm-hmm. Here it's like Alan's straight up trying to murder him. And the difference is Thomas Paine is involved trying to help Alan.
Thomas Zane, not Thomas
Zane.
Paine.
Thomas Zane, sorry. Zane. Paine, Zane.
Thomas Paine, you mean the guy who wrote pamphlets back during the American Revolution?
Yes. We were talking about Hamilton before the show, so that's what's on my head. Don't boo. We ain't going to get into this. The listeners are going to side with me and Michael. Man. The numbers say that me and Michael are in the majority here, that people like Hamilton.
Look around at everybody who likes Hamilton.
Yes. But, like, he's a great antagonist, but Thomas Zane kind of being your kind of guide throughout this whole thing. Zane's kind of who you're trying to reach in this chapter. Dude, there's just so much like cool moments. It's a very combat heavy experience, but nothing feels boring. One of the things I complained about for the end of the main game, is that the combat didn't feel like it mattered. Like, it was just, here's a bunch of guys in the woods to fight. Here, like, every fight felt like it meant something because you were triggering the wards or you were in the furnaces, using the furnaces.
The words give you an extra tool to use in combat, especially.
Yeah.
It's more, it's not as thoughtless. Like, you're not just, all right, I'm going to stun this guy, shoot him 3 times, stun the next guy. There's actually, like, a thought process that goes in. Like, no, I'm going to drop this part out of the bridge and then set off this boom over here to annihilate these guys.
It's like the DLC finally got the combat right.
Yeah. I feel like they get the combat up to par with these 2 DLCs for sure. Barry being back is fun. Him being very aware that he is just like he's in the story
a figment of your imagination.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not even here, man, which gives him plenty of like time to just kind of poke fun at how Alan's imagination is wrecking him. He's like, man, you really messed up. Like, what are you doing here, man? We no longer have like the Barbara voice of the darkness anymore, but that kind of works out better to me because it's something more creepy about the place just being like this, and it's more creepy that Alan is now the voice of the darkness.
Yes.
Dark
Alan is a much more interesting protagonist than Barbara Jagger, I feel like.
Yeah, I think he's more, and it's
because the threat wasn't specifically Barbara Jagger. It was just like the way Alan describes it is like it's just like this unrelenting force that he's against, like this force of nature. But to actually have it pinned under like a person that we know being Alan makes it at least through this DLC, it makes it feel different enough from the.
It's almost like Alan took. It's almost like the Dark Presence always has to have a representative, and here we have Alan being the representative.
Mm-hmm.
You could almost put a separate character in and have Alan then switch over to be the antagonist, and it would have been kind of a cool way of doing this. It wouldn't have worked, but it's still kind of that concept that there's always got to be an antagonist and someone who's like the voice of the lake or whatever. The only kind of weak part about it is I really like the fact that it's like a dark TVs as the boss, but that the ending fight with the televisions is kind of. It kind of reminded me of when you fight the tornado in the game, where I feel like it wasn't a ton of impact. I could not see there being a ton of like satisfaction if I couldn't go straight into the second special. Like, it just felt. It was like, okay, because it's not even like you really succeed when you beat the TVs or whatever. Like, it doesn't really change anything from that point on. If you couldn't go straight into the second special, I think it would have kind of felt a little bit hollow.
Yeah. Did you guys? I played this all in one sitting. Did you guys do the same thing, or did you space it out?
Yeah, I broke it up between 2 different nights.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did a special a night.
Gotcha. I did this all in one run, and it felt like a 2-hour. Well, they're called specials. They're not called episodes, but it felt like a 2-hour like special. Like we're going back to Alan Wake to 2-hour.
Yeah.
2-hour special Alan Wake event.
They brought back like the thermoses, but it's
clocks.
Like, you get clocks in the first one,
and then it's literal Xbox 360 games in the second one.
And I don't know why. I don't know who was excited about the thermoses in the first game. Like, I never collected
Achievement Hunters. Those were made for YouTube channel. Smith would be like, here's all 57 thermos locations in Alan Wake. And now I bet people saw that and went, yes, I got content.
I hate so bad, especially in horror games, like collection stuff, because it's such a break from the way the game should be making you progress, where, you're trying to like be this character surviving this horrific experience, but I gotta go into the dark alley to see if there's a thermos there so I can get this daggum achievement. I just hate that stuff so bad.
The only time that it bothers me is if it's like completely irrelevant, which it is in this game. It's just like coffee thermoses, but like why, or like clocks, but there's no like time mechanic or anything. It's just like, what I don't understand.
Or Night Springs video games, like
Yeah.
I mean, at least there's a tie-in there, but it's just like 9 times out of 10, the collectible things is just like drink your Ovaltine. Like,
Yeah. Well, like the RE remakes do kind of it both ways. Like these DAWs that you can find and shoot that give you like they're just like the thermoses.
Yeah.
But then there is lots of like little like story stuff you can find where it's like letters or notes or photos that can kind of give you a little bit more insight about the ward. And it's also how you can find things like local combinations and stuff that you don't actually have to unlock, but if you unlock it, you might get some ammo. I don't mind the little story stuff where it's like, here's a note that someone left behind. But when it's like a thermos or something, like, who cares? I don't want to go hunt thermoses.
what if I said there was 50 gamer points in it for you?
50?
50.
Talk about 50, huh? 50 pretty good. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting some 50 gamer points. I didn't get any gamer points for the first special because it was so hard. I kept dying, and all the achievements required you not to die. So, like, I didn't get any achievements for the first special. I was really disappointed. You don't even get an achievement for beating the special, which I feel like all games should give you at least one achievement for beating the game or beating the chapter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
For 6 gamer points.
Yeah, for 6 gamer points.
It's got to be an odd number, and it will ruin your gamer score for the rest of time.
Mine's already ruined, so...
I have one that has I got like a 1 point or something somewhere down the line, so I always end on 6 or 1 constantly. But these are the trials.
I think No Man's Sky were all like 18 gamer points each or something, where it's just like, oh, I hate you so much.
Yeah, it's like, why are you doing this to me? All in all, I feel like special number 1 is good. It's not as good as special number 2.
Yeah, special number 2 really ramps things up.
But
there's one collectible we didn't go over that I really want to talk about. The cutouts, like the book advertisements for like the side characters.
Yeah.
And some of them are really cool, but one just really was like weird. That being Alice, I think the tagline for her book was the nyctophobic beauty with a muserific booty. I was like, what?
I read that one. I was just like,
wait, what? I missed this.
Yeah, so there's cutouts that portray characters in the game as if they were authors of books, and there's one for like the sheriff and one for Alan.
And they're all different types of books too. Like they're all like noir cliches.
Yeah, but Alice is just like this weird like old lady smut type stuff.
like are we supposed to think of Alice like that? Because I always thought, like, first of all, it's weird that they're like, she's afraid of the dark, and like that's a part of her like tagline. Like, like usually if you want like a sexy tagline, you won't be like, and she's terrified of spiders. Like that's a weird choice. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
it was odd.
Threw me off in a way that like some of the others were like, okay, this is like, because they most like were respecting the character.
Yeah, like the sheriff was like, I'm a young sheriff, or like the army dude's daughter writing a book, and I've got to prove myself. And hers is just like, she's sexy and she's scared of the dark.
Which is also like, was Alice known for her booty? Did people like? Is there fan communities based around Alice's booty?
I wouldn't put it past people, but I mean, like...
I'm asking you, the listener, to tell me if is this a thing? Like, if you're on the Alan Wake subreddit, can you tell me if the booty thing is important to you? I have to know. I have to know. And now, with that, we go to special number 2.
The writer.
These also... songs in this game still freaking great.
They slap.
Yeah.
The end of I was really worried that the songs would not come back, but I'm really glad that they do because the songs are still pretty daggum good. The writer to me is the stronger of the 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the one that gets you more story closure, because you could make the argument that special number 1, while it's very very good, doesn't give you a ton of like story progression.
No, that's pretty much right. You're literally following a cell phone signal to get to the next story beat, and then you get there, and it's like, all right, see, to be continued.
Yeah, and you have a fight with the TVs, but it doesn't like change anything per se. Here, you actually are like now teamed up with Zane, so I feel like this is like more of a progression.
It starts with like a parallel to Chapter 4, where Hartman says you're just making everything up and everything, and Hartman kind of has a little bit of a presence in this chapter as well. Especially near the end.
There's still some like greatest hits of the game thing going on here. But
Yeah.
I think some of that's just like you can't really expect them to make totally new environments for these DLCs. Like, I don't know if they had the budget to do that or not, but it is kind of like a greatest hit still. But then there is some really cool like changes that they do, especially when you're like climbing the tornado.
They make, if that is the limitation, they make it work.
Yeah.
Because,
I'm not
like,
taking
yeah.
a shot at it.
Oh, no, I didn't say, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not taking a shot at him at
Yeah.
all. But like, you go back to the maze, which is cool. That was one of my favorite parts of it's fun to play this like several months separated from playing Alan Wake, because it's like you feel like, oh, I remember this. I remember this maze situation. It also gives you a situation where you don't have a weapon for a portion, and you're dealing with the darkness without a weapon or a flashlight. That I thought was kind of fun.
Barry says a good line here. Crazy people don't know they're crazy. That's why they're crazy.
Some truth with Barry. Barry really bringing it here.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the stuff with Zane, because Zane gets directly involved. So there's lots of moments when like enemies are closing in on you, and all of a sudden like a blast of light comes in and just wipes out everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of cool stuff here, like, you know, the wheel situation that you deal
the Ferris
with.
wheel was
The
so
Ferris
cool.
wheel was really cool.
That's probably my favorite environment in all of Alan Wake. Just like seeing like because it starts as like a cabin, and you're just like, oh, there's a cabin on this Ferris wheel, but then it expands to like more and more environments as it just keeps going, and
it's a really cool
so
moment.
well done.
Did you guys have any issues navigating that?
No, not really.
My only issue was that I felt that it was too slow for how fast I was going through it.
Exactly. Like, I never lost track of where I needed to go, which was my instant panic. Because in a lot of times, games that do that kind of stuff, you can kind of like get turned around with like which direction you need to move in. I never had issues there, but I did a lot of stuff where I would like hit a staircase, and it looked like I should be able to climb the staircase. And I was like running up against the staircase for like 2, 3, 4 seconds, and then all of a sudden he'd climb it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it needed to be a little bit more faster, but I could see how that would be a really tough thing for them to time right, because like if it's too fast, it's miserable.
But because you have people like me too, who was like going around and exploring every corner of this thing, going, this is a really cool environment. I want to see everything in this. So I wanted to take your time with it.
No,
like,
it was cool.
It's literally like an amusement park walkthrough attraction, because I don't think there's a lot of or any enemies in this section at all.
No,
Am I wrong?
Almost like quasi-platformer type.
Yeah, I don't think there's any enemy.
No.
If there is, there was so few of them. I don't even they didn't even register.
So yeah, I was all on board for this sequence. Like I was
cool.
very much in it.
It was really cool, and like this goes back to the combat starting to really. They figured out how to make the combat fun, because then you go right into like a bridge sequence. That's what you were talking about, Nick, where you were talking about triggering, like, emptying the bridge in parts.
Yeah.
So you're like, and no more bridge anymore, and everybody falls, you know? The more you do stuff with light and the least amount of shooting that you do, the combat's so much more fun.
Then that chunk of the game, the only time I shot was to push dudes into the holes. Like,
yeah, you don't, like, I never used the revolver in the second half, because I didn't have to use a ton of ammunition, because I was just triggering stuff. I was hitting the booms.
Like, this was the section where you could have like exploding barrels fall from the sky too.
Oh yeah, there's the portion where you're on a hill.
Yes.
And when the barrels come down, you let them roll, and then you shoot the barrels as they go. Dude, that part was so freaking fun. Because also, it gives them an excuse to throw a ton of bad guys at you.
Yeah.
And because if you're not following the combat design, you're not going to stand a chance. Like, if you try to brute force this and try to, like, you know, one by one take the darkness off of people and shoot them, you're never going to stand a chance. I don't even think you could have enough ammunition to do that.
Yeah.
But if you follow the combat design, and this is something like a game, you know the combat design in a game is right when you are having so much fun doing what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they are blatantly telling you how to do this, but it's still fun, and there's still some challenge to it, because you're trying to do the timing right. Like on the bridge, you're trying to hit it right when they're underneath it, so it knocks down all of them at one time.
They left some of the words like a little ambiguous, so you don't actually know what's going to happen. You're just kind of taking a risk before you reveal it.
Like the fireworks, you don't quite know how the fireworks work until you trigger one.
Yeah.
Even the boom. Like, till the first time you hit the boom, you don't really quite know what it is.
Right.
It's really cool. And like the barrels, having the barrels roll down the hill and waiting and waiting and waiting and then pop and blowing up all the guys, dude. If the combat would have been like this in the main game, oh man, like I said, it would have been amazing. But I think they really got their heads wrapped around this. And you can see some of this. Like I said, we haven't played Quantum Break, but I think we've all fiddled around with Control. That Control kind of has more of this kind of design with the way you throw items at people and you're grabbing the environment. It's a little bit less shooty and a little bit more doing other stuff. And there's a lot of games when you shoot people. There ain't a lot of games where you kill guys with flashlights. So more killing guys with flashlights, less shooting people. That should be the tagline of this podcast. We like shooting guys with flashlights. Yeah, man, there's the bridge fight after that. I think there's the hill with the barrels after that. There was a portion that actually legitimately got me with a jump scare is when the lights completely go out. It's the only time in the game in which the lights completely go out. And then you come upon a scene. It's literally like a play scene where Alan, as TV head Alan, is being interviewed by the doctor.
And he's like, yeah, I am crazy. I'm admitting that I'm just like, it's so good.
It goes on for a while to the point that I eventually exited the scene. Did you watch the whole thing? Does anything happen?
I think I left like right before, because usually those things are really tight, but I feel like this one may have overstayed its welcome a little bit. Started to go on for a little long because he was just repeating the same stuff. Like, yes, I'm a crazy person. Everything you say is right. That's exactly right, doctor. Yeah. I gave that about 2 to 3 minutes, and it was mostly
It was like, oh, your wife is, you're hurting your wife with your insanity.
You know what?
I am. Your friends are leaving you. And
did they force you to watch the Alice stuff with the voice recording?
No.
Okay, I didn't leave during this thing, but there's like a whole thing with Alice where you go over it. She's like, I've got a recording from your wife, and it's pretty dark, man. It's like
really
bad.
I think I missed this.
Yeah, so I thought that it was like you were forced to sit there and watch that
because it doesn't really like show you, but it's like stage left.
Yeah,
is the there's literally an exit sign.
There's a red exit sign.
Well, so like if you watch the whole thing, it like blows the door open. So I thought that the door was like locked, but evidently not.
What when you say it's dark, because there's like a portion in which you find the recording of Alice in the main game, and she's basically just saying like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. He's self-destructive. He's drinking left and right. He's not, he's becoming angry, and they don't say he's like abusive, but he's becoming like more violent tendencies and such. Is it more of that? Or
so I guess it's just I would assume, since this whole thing is kind of like his nightmare, is extrapolating on that to the point where she talks about self-harm and stuff. Like it's gotten that serious. Basically how she views him responsible for ruining her life because she basically just has to like babysit him because he's so needy.
That's something that like really they hammer home in this and like once again I just want to brag about how good the narration of Alan is, because it could be so annoying to have a main character narrate their own life.
Yeah.
But I never get annoyed by it. I like Alan psychoanalyzing himself as he goes, because it's kind of like his way of also fighting the darkness by coming to realizations about himself. Like, this was like a really dark time for me. I put Barry and I put Alice under a lot of stress. They probably shouldn't have stuck around with me. They shouldn't have put up with it. He's doing some self-analyzing here, and it's really cool to see that in a character, and it never gets old.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's a trope that shouldn't work for me, but it does really well here. That's cool that you actually watched all the way to the end, because like I said, I didn't get to the Alice stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, TV head Alan. I get it. This is you saying all the bad stuff about Alan, and Alan's in his head being like, yeah, but I wasn't, I'm getting better. Him trying to fight back. But I'm glad that it does actually kind of lead somewhere with the Alice stuff, because I feel like they should have got to that quicker, so I wouldn't have felt the need to.
Yeah, it definitely like ran long in the tooth.
Yeah, I did. Which is weird, because this game usually does not have that problem.
Right.
Like, they're usually pretty tight scenes. Like, you think back to, like, the apartment stuff with Alan. Like, those scenes were pretty tight. Like, we're cutting out stuff. We're getting moving. This leads to one of my kind of the coolest parts is when you start climbing like the tornado. Which is platforming is not this game's strong suit.
Yeah.
You have to use the jump button again for a couple things.
Yeah, and there was also, I felt like, did y'all feel like there's some parts you can get onto and you can't get off?
So some of the platforms did seem like they were designed, like one specifically has a rail, so you can't time it with the way that it's turning to jump over it, and I died that way.
Like, I got onto, like, the bus on the bottom of the tornado.
Yeah.
And I never found a way to get off of it.
See, that's the only way I could get onto the next thing is with that bus.
I think it was the bed that I got off to the next thing on.
Yeah.
But, like, I felt like some of the platforms were, like, fake platforms. I was sitting there, I was like, crap, man, I don't know how to get off this stinking thing.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool moment. There's a little bit of combat there, but the combat's like good enough that like there's enemies that jump out at you.
Yeah,
right
so
on
that's
ledge.
the jump scare that got me. I was just like, how am I gonna fight this dude?
It is a good jump scare. It's a good jump scare.
Mm-hmm.
And also the game's got you so accustomed to like using the booms and stuff at that point.
Yeah.
Like how do I fight this guy? And I'm like, oh wait, I got a shotgun.
They just shotgun him off the edge.
I mean, I can just shoot him. That works. But then it also gets you to a point when you trigger the lighthouse. Mm-hmm. And man, that is such a freaking cool moment.
Yeah.
Because I didn't shoot anybody from that point on. I just kept getting rid of cover.
Yeah.
And let the lighthouse. And when that lighthouse comes around, it's like a freaking nuke.
That's so
it just
cool.
wipes out like
Vaporizes
40
them all.
of them.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's such a cool moment. We all knew this was coming, right? You guys knew that
Barry was going to be the final boss of this DLC chunk. Yeah, it was.
Also, the Rocker Grandpas. We had to fight the Rocker Grandpas.
Yeah, that also kind of felt a little sad about that.
But that all leads to the inevitable fight with Barry, where you had to fight him 3 times. The fight up here is kind of boring and not that fun, but it is sad that you have to fight Barry.
It's sad you have to fight the Rocker Grandpas. I was like, oh no.
They're also the super fast guys, which are the worst ones to have to fight.
Yeah.
Like, they're the least interesting enemy. Like, I really dislike fighting the super fast guys. Man, this leads to you finally, basically the whole mission was to get back to the lake house. To basically, you find out that this is not really Alan. This is like, is the good in Alan? Is it?
You, as the player character, are a figment of insane Alan's imagination.
You're almost the redemption that insane Alan has written in to save himself.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
That sounds good.
It's I'm it's a little crazy sounding, but that's the idea of it. That you're the redemption of Alan that he's trying to walk himself towards. All this leads to basically Alan saving himself, getting himself refocused to write the ending and write his escape out of the lake.
Not just an ending, a brand new book called The Return.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if he gets to sell the book when he gets back.
So this is where I've been waiting this whole time. I've been biding my time. I am now the Remedy universe nerd.
Holy
right.
shit.
I was waiting for this.
So I haven't looked into any games I haven't played.
I gotta drop down the I'm gonna drop down the lights.
This doesn't play over
audio.
I don't care.
But just know that the lighting in here is now more suggestive.
It's more suggestive. Go ahead. Hit me with it. Hit me right here, Nick.
Alan Wake, the game, is this. I'm actually building this up with my hands in a way that's probably not going to pay off, but here we are. This game is.
You're looking like the guy who's like the aliens meme.
It really is. I'm doing the aliens meme with my hand right now. Okay, this is the first plot point for Alan Wake. American Nightmare is basically a book. This is the second release of Alan Wake, for those who don't know. Is a book written from the perspective of the events in Night Springs, but not. It's also a thing that doesn't happen.
What?
And then an unreleased game, Alan Wake 2, will be Alan writing Return. So he's still out there, y'all. He's floating.
We know he's out there because isn't he a big part of the Second Control DLC?
No, I'm saying he has not joined us back in reality. He is still in the dark place.
So you're telling me my mind's blown.
Yes.
So Alan Wake American Nightmare is a book.
Yes.
Okay,
It's a game that is a book.
It's a game, but it's written.
It's like it's
It
a
is
book that Alan wrote.
non-canonical events in this universe.
Okay.
So it's like an Alan Wake novel.
Yes.
So if Alan, like, okay. So the return, you're saying that Remedy owes us a sequel to Alan Wake.
Exactly. 100%.
So you're saying that we should send angry emails to Remedy demanding our sequel to Alan Wake.
I mean, so here's the deal that I didn't delve into. There is like apparently a huge ad campaign for Quantum Break was Alan Wake Returns.
But I don't want to play Quantum Break.
We're gonna play
Quantum.
So
We're gonna
it's
play
to the point
Quantum
now where I'm
Break.
going
We
to
have
play
to
every
now.
Remedy game except for Max Payne, which does not exist in this universe because they no longer own the Max Payne licenses.
So have we just figured out what episode 1 of season 3 is gonna be? It's just gonna be us playing Quantum
We're
Break.
gonna play. We have to play Quantum. We're gonna play
possible.
Quantum Break.
Or we could do American Nightmare.
Damn it. Okay, we'll talk about this later.
Basically, Nick found a way for us to have to play Quantum Break now, because I imagine we're going to have to want to play these Remedy games in order so we know what's going on.
Okay,
in
there's
this
no way I'm
universe.
playing Control without playing Quantum Break now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, better idea. Here we go. Stay the Save spin-off podcast, the Remedy Universe. It's just all three of us dressed like Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with all the red lines going back and forth. Oh, man. What have you done to us? You know what?
We got a Remedy lore nerd. We got a Metal Gear lore nerd. We got a Warhammer lore nerd. We have all our bases covered.
Yeah.
The 3 pillars
This
of
might
video
be a
games.
spin-off show for us. It might be the Remedy show. It might be a spin-off for State of the Save. Don't put it past us. Season 2, exciting things are coming. Let's just say this. I really enjoyed both of these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alan Wake deserves to be a more talked about video game than it is.
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
Here's a wild statement. Hang with me here. Alan Wake might be one of my favorite video games of all time. In a scale of like 1 to 20. Not top 10. But like 1 to 20. And I think it's because I like books. I read a lot of books. And the literature kind of tones and the vibe that the game kind of really focuses on, with like the manuscript and stuff like that being a big focus, and the self-narration of Alan really, really appeals to me, and I really, really like this game a whole freaking lot. It is a solid video game.
That's a bold take.
None of y'all want to ride with me on this?
I'm with you.
Thank you.
I
That
don't
was
know
a
if this one.
sarcastic, bold take comment.
Oh,
I
okay.
agree with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were serious. You know what? I'm turning the lights back up because now we're done with Remedy
Getting
talk.
down here.
I really enjoy this game. I don't know if I'm as hot on it as you two are, in the fact that it's like one of your favorite games of all time. I'm like, yeah, it's a great game. Like, if I were to make a list of my favorite games, this might make the top 50. It would be on my top 100.
I think it could get top 20 for me.
That's cool.
I'm going to say this is probably the best game that I've played in probably the last 3 years. One of the best games. Not
Yeah,
the
I can
best game.
get behind that. I can get behind.
Are you saying our definitive ranking is wrong?
No. And here's the thing: the specials finally nailed the combat.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I would say as a whole.
Yeah,
with
as a
these
whole.
two specials.
Which we'll have to talk about how we rank the specials on the definitive list.
I mean, I say that we nail it to the first game,
Yeah, that sounds fair.
and then reevaluate that the next time we reevaluate.
The next time we go back to the list, because some things might change, but by the time we get there,
we're gonna
Yeah,
have to get some stone filler.
we had to fill in the spot. So all that talk about me being like it's the definitive list goes right out the window the first game we play of season 2. But yeah, man, it's such a good game. I really, really enjoyed these specials. Man, this is a heck of a way to start season 2.
yes.
Really fun. Final thoughts, anybody? Other than now we are like obsessed with the Remedy universe apparently. and
I
we
had
all
a
must
feeling this
figure
was
out-
going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I own Control. I'm never going to get to play it. I'm not,
Because now we put 2 other games. We're like, we're going to play Control at some point, and now we put 2 other games before it in
What?
terms of American Nightmare, and now we're playing Quantum Break. When we said on the first episode, our introduction episode, that we have no interest in Quantum Break,
I
and now we're
left
like,
it-
let's play Quantum
I think
Break,
I called
guys.
that guy like I'm not playing that Hobbit motherfucker's video game.
I left it out there. I said I might be a little interested.
Yeah. But I directly said I'm not playing that Hobbit motherfucker's video game. And now I'm like, guess who I'm going to Hobbiton now. Jesus. Man.
The Iceman cometh.
The Iceman cometh.
In the Amazon Boys remake or, adaptation, he's a guy named Lamplighter who just does the same thing but with fire.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Okay, I need to watch The Boys. I read the comics. The comics were almost a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, look, man, there's like 3 or 4 episodes in the second season, not to go off on a tangent, that I was just like, I don't really know if I should be watching this. I don't know if I'm capable of handling this.
The comics go places. Like, I hit one particular comic in The Boys. I was reading it on a plane. It was on, like, a little tablet. And I go, like, whoa, this is, like, nobody should see this page. And I scroll to the next page trying to, like, just jump ahead.
And it's
worse. And it's like 10 pages of that shit. And I'm like, damn, man, this is some, like, snuff film shit going on. Like, Garth Ennis goes places in The Boys.
So if you like Preacher, who's another Garth Ennis thing,
I feel like this is not as bad. It's worse than Preacher, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he did a series. We're going to do a special show where we just talk comics, but he did a series called Crossed that I am so uncomfortable with just seeing the covers of.
Yeah.
Like, it was, dude, man, I go to my local shop and, like, they don't even put those on the, like, the buy shelf. Like, they'll, like, you have to order them. Like, you'd think it would be like a nudie mag.
You have to cross the curtain to go to the back room.
Well,
to
yeah,
look at these comic books.
but it's not like it's got some of that shit, but it's like, it is like, it scares me because that man has children and it's like, he seems like a nice Irishman. And it's like, dude, man, your brain goes places. But The Boys has so much cool stuff in it. But when I started hitting a lot of that in the comics, I was like, man, I don't know. Yeah. I got squeamish. I ain't gonna lie. I can't do it. So when the show came on, I was like, surely they're not gonna go that way.
They do, man.
Show. Like,
do.
It's too much. It's too much. But then you were telling me some of the stuff in it, and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good show, but it's just like, there are some things that are just like, guess what, guys? I actually have a line. So there it is.
Oh, really?
One of those things that's just like, I don't think I'm quite desensitized enough to let this slide.
That's how the book made me feel.
Yeah.
Like, I really felt like I was like, I've seen everything and nothing bothers me. And, like, and the way the art's done, even, it's just grotesque enough that it's like, Jesus Christ, I think I'm done. Like, and, like, it kind of makes me feel good that I have a line.
I felt the same way. Yeah, I told somebody about it at work the next day. I was just like, guess what, guys? I'm not that bad.
Yeah, like, it feels... It's sad that we live in that kind of society, but, like, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm not completely a scumbag. Like, there's some stuff that just makes me not want to watch.
It's almost sobering in a way.
Yeah. It's like, it really is. It's like, hey, there is a line that I do not want to cross, and this is it. But
being someone in film school, those contemporary French movies get really weird and messed up in some ways.
Yeah, because you explained some film stuff to me, and I was like, I don't know if I ever need to see this.
Don't.
So film school was your line. Me and Nick's line was The Boys.
French movies,
dude. We should do a special where we talk about some comics. I would love to do that. Like, we should talk about some comics that would make good video games. I think that would be fun. Yeah, it's almost like I'm pitching special ideas right now.
What if they made an Avengers video game?
It would probably be pretty shitty. It's probably the worst kind of video game you can make. Did you play that?
I did not.
Okay, I didn't play it either.
Yeah.
You
We're
played?
talking crap on games we haven't even played.
Come
That's
on,
how we do
man.
it.
Dude, I looked at that game. I'm generally the guy who gets hyped over, like, licensed games.
Yeah, I was excited about that.
Like, when Cyberpunk broke my heart, it was the same night then Dark Tide, the Warhammer 40k game, premiered gameplay footage. Mm-hmm. And so my heart was broken, and I was sitting there thinking, I'll never get super hyped for a video game ever again. And then I watched the gameplay footage, and the only thing I saw was a chainsword. And I was like, ooh,
this is the Game Awards.
is that Acadian?
Thing, right?
Is he Acadian? Ooh. Ooh. And I'm all excited. I'm like, that las rifle looks right. And I fell right back into the trap.
If you saw gameplay footage, you have more to stand on and have hope for than you did with Cyberpunk.
You're talking to a guy who's like, I'll never be excited for Mass Effect again. And they're like, here's Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm like, oh, it's just the other games repurposed. I mean, that they can't really mess that up. It's like, oh, we're making a sequel to Mass Effect. And you're like, oh, no.
I don't need a sequel. Just give me the remakes.
They got me. I'm hyped.
Oh, man.
I shouldn't be, because I played Andromeda.
Yeah. That was cool. That was fun.
I feel like we went off in the weeds for a little bit.
Just a little bit. We talked about a lot of video games, but we know what video game we need to talk about next?
No.
The next video game that we're going to play for this here show. We are going to play another game. Was it Nick? Was it you who really pushed for this? I know we all three wanted to play it.
It is. It was me.
Yeah.
12-year-old me is excited to play this game because I saw this in Nintendo Power and I was like, I'm going to play that. But then I didn't have a Wii, so.
Then
I was like, I'm gonna play that and this an M rating, and then you all go, and then was the type of person who went to like Blockbuster and Family Video with my parents, and they were very keen on that stuff and be like, no, you can't play this.
Yeah, that's the second reason I didn't get to play this game.
I had to make pitches. Like, my dad was never like a hardcore like the rating thing, but like, okay, so case in point, like if it was like a military game, for some reason he let that fly. He's like, whatever. It's like, you want to shoot people? Yeah, okay, cool. But if it was like a horror game or something, nah, we couldn't get away with that.
That's too scary for you.
That's how Metal Gear Solid 2 was able to fly in my house. I got a PlayStation 2 bundle.
You convinced your parents that Metal Gear was a military game.
No. My parents got me a PlayStation 2 bundle from eBay for Christmas, and that's why Metal Gear Solid 2 was my first Metal Gear game. Dad would play... wasn't really into video games at all, but he wanted to see if like what they were and if they were appropriate for me, not just blindly going, no, you can't play this. So he pops in Metal Gear Solid 2, and at no spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 2, but at the beginning of that game, the only thing you have is a tranquilizer gun, and you're running around shooting terrorists. And he was like, this seems fine.
Yeah. You can shoot terrorists in this house. We can all get behind. You can shoot terrorists. But then
this was
that
like
game,
the early aughts. So
I'm saying that like
do what you want.
I'm saying like 2004. Or should if you're a dad, like this is before we got into like the serious like repercussions of the wars in the Middle East. We're just like, yeah, you can shoot terrorists. My dad's the same way. I got like Ghost Recon when it was him, and my dad was like, yeah, you can shoot some terrorists in Ghost Recon. That's cool. So, but then that game goes places. So what you did is you baited him. You laid a trap.
I didn't.
Metal Gear laid a trap for your dad.
I didn't know I was getting this for Christmas. And I was like, I can play this? And they're like, yeah, you have a tranquilizer gun. You're not killing anybody. This seems cool. I'm like, all right.
How old were you?
I was, this was 11 or 12.
So how fast did 12-year-old Michael switch over to the lethal gun?
I mean, we just played this, and he did it completely non-lethal, almost
That
completely non-lethal.
You're pretty much the poster boy that it's okay to give kids M-rated games, because like Michael's still playing non-lethal. I didn't get to play Metal Gear when I was 12 years old, so I'm now like straight up lethal. Everybody dies.
We're not playing Metal Gear.
No,
like, that's important to disclose.
Yeah, they're like they're just playing the games they played last time.
Season 2 is gonna be different and edgy.
No, we're not playing Metal Gear.
Not yet. We're going to return to that well again someday. It's too good. It's too good to leave dry.
I just like the idea of like them writing in, being like, "You guys just play in the exact same order." No, we're playing a game called No More Heroes.
That's right, baby. Travis touchdown.
Travis touchdown. I'm playing it on the Switch.
Are you playing it on the
We're all playing this on the Switch.
We're playing it on the Switch. Michael,
yes.
Drop me some beats about No More Heroes.
No More Heroes was released in 2007 for the Wii and is a hack and slash action adventure game. And the title No More Heroes comes from an album from the British punk band The Stranglers. So
okay.
I kind of want to listen to this album before going into this game now, after knowing that fact.
Me and Nick played in a punk band. Me and Nick know some punk music. I have never heard of the Stranglers.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know if that just like sold my punk points up the river.
Have no more cred.
I got no more cred, but I've never heard of the Stranglers. But okay, that's a side point.
It seems like a good vibe. Like I might just listen to this album on the way home and just get really into the vibe of this game.
We'll just come in. I wonder if we could get away with playing the Stranglers on the podcast as like an opening. Probably not now, because that bill is going to get us all with that stuff.
You're going to prison if you do that.
We're going to go to prison for playing the Stranglers.
Thanks a lot, Mitch.
That's the most punk thing.
It's Tom Tillis.
It's Tom
Thanks
Tillis.
a lot, Tom.
Yeah. Fuck you, Tom. I can do that. Don't act like I can't.
We're going hard right now.
Man, we're going on. We tagged. I love the fact that my hit list is Ninja and Tom Tiller. Like, that's my list of people. Oh, I love these late night episodes.
So
continue, please. Continue.
Okay. If I get this name right, Goichi Suda, or aka Suda51, is a very prominent figure in like the games industry, making weird games. I think you played one of his games, Shadow of the Damned.
I played multiple of his games. I played Shadow of the Dam, which I recently started replaying. I hopped in just to see if it was something we could do for the show, and I would love to do that game for the show, but I don't think anybody really cares about Shadow of the Dam. But it's and then he did didn't he do Vanquished? Or is that just a Grasshopper game?
I don't think that was him per se. Like, I
the
didn't
same
look
studio, correct? Though, isn't?
I want to say that's right.
But either way, Shadows of the Dam is very, very good. You should play it. It comes out around the time that like the third person behind the back shooter or action game was big, but it is just batshit crazy. Like
I have Vanquished. It's on my hard drive. That's just a game. A lot of games that I would have been played by now are stuff when we were talking about doing this podcast have just been sitting there going, I could play this, but I have a feeling we want to go to it eventually.
Let me pitch this to you.
Okay.
You have a skull on a stick who's a British guy named Johnson, who you switch to a gun to shoot people with, or shoot demons with, particular demons. And you have upgrades like Big Johnson.
What happens when you shoot people, Eric? Does he have a tagline?
Oh, yes. Yeah, because he's Garcia fucking Hotspur. And that's his middle name. Like, in the credits, he's labeled as Garcia fucking Hotspur. Like, and he that's the entire version of that game, is just like, it's what a 12-year-old would think would be freaking badass. But the problem is, a 29-year-old was sitting there being like, this is still freaking badass. Like, man... It's so good. He rides he takes Johnson and he makes him into a motorcycle at one point. It's amazing.
This No More Heroes was originally going to be on the...
Michael no-sells it.
Yeah, bro, that's cool, I guess.
Get back to business.
No More Heroes was originally going to be on the Xbox 360, but in Suda51 fashion, he's like, we have motion controls. This game would be much better with motion controls.
We talked about this before, because like I'm not playing this with motion controls. Nick said he might try with motion controls. You can
go back and forth just to see what it's like.
Yeah. It does have a warning at the beginning reminding you to wear your straps.
Yeah.
Wear your straps, boys and girls.
You don't want any broken TVs like the Wii era.
That's just good advice. So
I knew a girl who threw broke a TV with the Wii. Growing up, she threw a Wii right into a TV. This isn't a sex joke. This is me being honest. She threw a Wii into the TV.
The Wii remote or the Wii itself? Just picked it up and threw it into the TV.
The fact that I snorted over that dumb joke is hilarious. I don't know. She just threw a Wii into the TV. I don't know.
But yeah, the structure of this game...
This is just me freaking screwing with Michael now.
is based on like samurai movies and something like El Topo, which is a very strange movie if you've ever seen it. And it centers around a man who has to... The movie centers around a man who has to go and kill a bunch of like masters in their craft. And the series No More Heroes became a cult classic. It sold very poorly at launch, but sales eventually did well enough to warrant a sequel. No More Heroes 2 on the Wii, Travis Strikes Again, a spin-off on the Switch, and No More Heroes 3, which is coming out sometime this year, if all holds well.
We keep saying Travis, but his name is Travis Touchdown.
That's the name you have to say the full name of. I feel like. You can't just say Travis.
You have to say Travis Touchdown.
My boy TT.
Much like Garcia fucking Hotspur.
Pretty much,
You know, so one thing we've learned about this man, he knows how to name a main character, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This game's available on the Wii, the PS3, but everything I looked up said do not play the PS3 port. And Switch. And also on the 360 if you have a Japanese Xbox.
Huh. Oh, wow. Huh.
I don't.
I live in America.
But we're playing this we're going to be playing this in 2 sections, and the halfway point is a boss called Holly Summers.
I believe I actually started this today.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that are we playing to the point that we beat that boss?
Yes.
So the game is this is not a spoiler for the game. It's in the tagline of the game. You're going to be fighting 10 assassins.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 5th assassin.
This is the 5th boss fight.
So you should be ranked number 6.
Or
when you
5 when you're...
Well, if you're beating
You beat her, then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6... Yeah.
Okay. Okay, whatever.
Holly Summers. Beat Holly Summers.
Beat Holly Summers.
As usual, watch any of the cutscenes that follows. I imagine there's a lot of side quests in this game, being an open world thing. So
I played the first 45 minutes of it. You seem to not just go straight to the fights with the samurais. You have to. There looks to be a mechanic involves earning money to be able to pay to assault the next person.
Okay.
So it's almost like you have to enter the challenge. Like it's like an entry fee.
All right.
This game is weird.
I'm very excited to play this. This is one that I have, like, no idea what to expect with this, and I'm very excited.
I am stone-faced as anything right now. I have so many questions. But I will tell you, it's going to be a hell of a ride.
I'm very excited.
We are all going to have fun with this one. For good or ill, I do not know, because I'm stone-faced as anything. But we're going to have a good time. So, no more heroes. We're going to fight Holly Summers, which sounds like a 1990s actress, like somebody who was like a guest star in Friends. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to this one. Nick, this is a good choice by you.
Thank you.
So this will be a 2-part episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do this fight with Holly Summers, and then we'll finish the game on the next go around. Season 2 going to be fun, going to be awesome. We have some cool plans that we're going to chat about and look for some cool little bonus stuff coming out throughout the season. Hope your 2021 has started well, and just hang in there and tell your friends. We appreciate it. State of the Save at Twitter, at State of the Save on Twitter.
And on TikTok now.
And on TikTok. Okay, so here's my question. We were going to go home, but now we're going to stop for a second. I was taking it home, but now we can't. I have this thing. None of us are big Twitter people. All of us are way too old to be on TikTok. But what if we tried to get really big on TikTok?
I posted one thing that was just a gameplay clip of something I made months ago, and it got 400 views and like 20 likes. So this might be the route to go.
So what happens if we try to get super big on TikTok?
Let's do it.
All right. Help us be big on TikTok.
Let's get the Gen Z crowd in.
Yeah, that's the only thing I want. I just want to be big on TikTok.
What games is the Gen Z crowd playing that we can do?
Probably not freaking No More Heroes. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Our games, but maybe like we're going to tap into like this secret like underground TikTok, where like all the Gen Zs who are like the cool Gen Zs are going to jump in and be like, we like these old guys. These old guys are really cool. And I say old guys like I'll be
a cool old guy.
We're all in our 20s, but I feel like you even in your 20s is too old for TikTok. Like, I see people on TikTok who are, like, clearly in their 40s, and I feel the need to go call somebody. Like, sir, I would like to report this man. He's on the TikTok. But, yeah. State of the Save at twitter.com, at TikTok, whatever, TikTok.com.
I don't know why I made this last night.
I know. I'm super excited about us having a TikTok.
I gotta learn some Fortnite dances.
Are we gonna do the dances?
Of course.
No one wants to see that.
I thought you just said we were gonna get big. That's how you get big.
I'm gonna do this. Okay. Challenges are big with the kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My kids are always talking about challenges.
Is it sad that we're like, our kids talk about challenges? But okay, if this episode can hit 250 listens in the next week, that's pretty fast week. We're going to do the dance. We'll do the dance on the TikTok. That means you have to go out there and tell a bunch of people. And you got to do it quick, because I'm talking in a week. I ain't saying that 2-week bullshit. All right? In a week, 250 listens for this episode, first episode, season 2. I'm starting it real low, easy to reach. And we'll go from there. We'll do the dance on the fucking TikTok. You can also send emails into stateofsave@gmail.com. We will read those emails like we did during our holiday special.
Also 5 stars on iTunes and reviews and all that good stuff.
Yeah, 5 stars on that.
5 stars, please.
Yeah, hang in there. Stay safe. See you. Bye.